brake. Maybe it's just the heat, humidity here. I don't know. It's crazy. This is something called Kuromi, like Hello Kitty. It's a character I don't know anything about. I can't even tell you what animal this is. Anthropomorphized animal that this is. It does say that you have to have adult supervision required, which is obvious since this is only made for adults. You may be able to give this to a child, but it says to give it to one at 6+, and then you'll probably end up building it anyway. This is a race car build. There's one Kuromi, and I'm probably mispronouncing that, figure. There is a sticker sheet, and there are instructions, which is good because building it from scratch is not my forte. All right, the instruction booklet, so to speak, is more like a roadmap. You have to unfold. You have, I don't know why they put 1-29, etc. So you're going to start off with 1-1, 1-2, etc. Here are all the pieces given at the top. There's a little skull motif, a skelet, if you will. There is a bag, a big bag, a small bag, and I have a cat here staring at me, so he might start meowing in a minute or start begging me to and scratching me on the leg, want me to pet him. This is Goldilocks in here with me. I went outside while I was waiting for the router to reboot and just kind of to check on the cats. He's the only one that kind of come in, which was interesting. And now remember, the wheels on these are not the best. Other than that, these, according to the previous one I built, are great. But the previous one I built, it had bad wheels, and these are the same. So the wheels are not rubber, they are hard plastic. I go ahead and build them and then put them to the back since I don't want them to get in the way constantly. And there is a third bag you can see right in front of me that I'm about to open. It has a window inside. They don't want you to scratch it up while the pieces are rattling around or whatever. And now the cat's approaching me. He licked himself off after he ate. Now he's coming toward me. Here's the little Kuromi or whatever. There are no articulation points on these, so it's not as good as the Mega Constructs figures, but not as bad as the Hasbro stuff. If Hasbro is going to license out their stuff, they need to take, what is it called? Take the blame, I guess you can say, for having crappy quality things. So most of the things I built from Five Below are perfectly fine except for the Power Ranger stuff, and that's because, well, let's just put it this way, they did a terrible job. And this is not very, well, what am I trying to say? It's not very brittle. It's very gummy, so it's a little hard to get open. I put the scissors away, unfortunately, and I got a bug flying around because when I open the door, it is so hot and humid here that the bugs are ready to come in themselves. Like, I'm tired of the heat. Ugh. All right, we start off with the chassis as step number 1. Now, if you're coming here to me to show you how to put this together, go somewhere else. I don't even want to have to deal with people that say things like that. I am only here to show you if it's easy or hard to put together. Also, to either compliment or complain about it so that you won't have to go through the same thing and you won't purchase something not realizing how good or bad it really is. All right, first off, the directions are not the best in the world. And when I try to look at second step, third step, fourth step to figure out exactly where I put them, now, the blocks themselves are fine. If they're anything like the other one, they're fine. But like these directions right here, usually I'll go, well, I can't tell where these little lines are going to. Honestly, it's not my thing. No. Oh, and then by the time you finally see it, it's already covered. So that's what I don't like. I don't like instructions that are kind of confusing like that. All right, so for the best I can understand it, it's toward the front. Like this, but I just wish they would show me like, hey, here it is. All right, the next piece we're going to use, we had 2 of these, 2 of the thinner ones, and then one long one to kind of connect it all the way over. This piece, 6. Hope you guys are having a great day. I did get out yesterday because there is a very narrow, you have to go through somebody's yard, you have to go over the river, through the woods to grandmother's house, basically. You had to go between telephone pole and their house, or not their house, but it's a shed. You got to go over that to get on a trail that's muddy beyond belief. It was a very, I just needed to recover from it yesterday when I got home because it was exhausting to think about. All right, so here's this right here. The next thing we're going to need is we're going to need a black 2x4. And then we're going to need 2 of these little V's. And 1 violet one. Not violent, violet. Not a violet, like this one, a 2x1. All right, and then we're just going to basically reinforce what we just put right here. Now the blocks go together nicely. There's no having to really force them to go together. There's no, they're just my butterfingers is all. There's no unformed pieces like on the Hasbro crap. Again, if you're thinking about those Power Ranger ones, just put them back. And don't sit there and go, well, maybe it will get better. No. Just trust me, they're not in it for the joy of the toy. They're in it for the money, unfortunately. The next thing I need is one of these and another one like this to go side by side with it. So, some people make toys because they like toys. The companies that do, I appreciate them. Unfortunately, that's not true for everybody. Okay. Okay, so this goes right here. So there is another piece or picture of it right here. And it's not that it's covering it up, it's just, right there. All right, this one's going to take quite a few little pieces. Got this one. I think this one's the right one. It's hard to tell because it's not, you can't tell if this is a 4x2 or 3x2 on the picture. I need just one of these, and then I need a 1x1, just one. All right, looks like we're building up the left side of the cab. At some point, I skipped a step. I skipped a lot of steps. I'm trying to do way down on step number 9. See, I folded the map, and I went down because I was like, I already did the top row. And when I folded it, I was like, I already did this row. No, that's the row I need to be doing. So back it up. All right, on this one, actually, I need 2 of these, 1 of these for step number 6. All right, so step number 6, we're going to be reinforcing that area while creating the wheel wells. Gosh, the picture makes it look a lot darker than this. Look, the color of that versus this, it's a lot darker. I like the picture on the box, honestly, better. This does not look nearly as dark. All right, the next thing we got is the steering wheel. Step number 7 has the steering column and wheel. The color of them both is black. Here's the steering column. We're going to need this piece. The steering wheel is rather large, actually. I think my brain was looking for something smaller. And we're going to need a 2x1 black. Oh, I see, because that's going to be where you put her on it. Him, her, I have no idea. Looking at the eyelashes, I would guess it's a her, but I don't know. It looks like a gothic bunny rabbit. Could be a gothic kitty. I don't know. Hello Kitty's, no, she's got a penguin friend. Oh, that's the next one I wanted to do is the penguin, because penguins are cool. So, see the little hole in her feet area? There we go. That's how she goes in there. That she can turn to get out. Which will also make a good little stand for the cat if you want to sit on your shelf by itself, or whatever this thing is a cat or a bunny rabbit. It looks like a bunny rabbit nose, but then again, it could be a cat nose. All right, that aside, we got one of these, and then we got 2 wheel wells, and all the wheel wells are the same color, so that's good. So I'll just figure out which one I got to use, whether dark blue or purple or light purple, which is also the word violet. Okay, the wheel wells go back here. This goes right, actually, hold up, here. This piece goes right here. And then the other wheel well goes on the other side. Like that there. Now those pieces that I was pulling aside, I will need these two, and the thing will start to build the column. All right, now we're building up the side. So we got to put it all together first. Okay, so this is like the floorboard. And there's a space left in the front instead of the back. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side, same pieces, but inverted. Okay. All right, so we put the floorboard on right there. It goes on that side. And then we're going to build the back axle area. Okay, we're going to need, and so basically from the picture, this crosses over, and then these fill in right here. And all of that goes on the back right here. Sandwich it down. All right, step number 12, we're going to start building up the back section. Got one of those right there, one on the other side, and we're going to have two. Oh, let's see what kind of pieces there. It's not this one, it's this one. So we got two of those. One goes in front of the steering wheel, and one goes in the back at the wheel area. All right, now we're going to side 2 for the instructions. And I like how the instructions, like the steps, the line is perfectly right there, so I can actually fold it and not have to have so much at one time. Plus, with the lighting outside, well, the sun's not out, it's a cloudy day, and it creates much more of a glare from my one light right here and the light behind me, because I don't have like better lighting from those two. The window here and the two windows over yonder. All right, let me put this to the side. We got to get 2 wheel wells for the back side now, or the fenders. Now we use this piece, and we have 1 2x2 brick black. The brick black goes right here. The thing like this goes on the back. I have a cat coming toward me again. He's probably going to put his little paws up on me and beg me to pet him. Hold on just a minute. Oh, he's right over on my left side now. I'm going to give him a little bit of loving real quick, just to know that I acknowledge him. He's a pretty kitty. Goldilocks is a pretty kitty. And then I'm going to get back to it, so he won't feel like I'm ignoring him completely. I'm going to give him a little bit more loving. And hope he goes away. All right, now we got to get 2 of these 2x3 plates. One's like hiding over there. And then 3 wedge slopes, and they're going to go on facing that way. And the 3rd wedge slope. My throat. All right, so this is a little tricky because you're almost building in the air because it's not really that secure. So it's like this. And here's where we're going to build the back now. We're going to put another wedge on the other side. And we got the 2 red lights, which are the brake lights. And they're going to go on top of a 1x1 plate. Like this. Or you could put them on top of the 1x1 plate before you stick them on. Either way, you're going to get the same results pretty much. It looks like it's looking at you. All right, now on 1/16, this will actually come to the back and make the brake lights. Actually, I just did it upside down according to the directions. To me, that looks right, but according to the directions, it's the other way. That is the way they want it. And then we got this big piece right here that's going to come up on top and just kind of cap it in. All right, step number 18, we have 1 2x4 and then 3 of these curved pieces. going to the back, we're going to put the 3 curve pieces on right here. That's starting to fill out and look pretty good. See, if I didn't give my cat any attention, he would be like on my chair right here, and I don't like that. And I'd get mad, and you just got to make sure, you always outthink what is the cat going to do, and just try to make sure you beat them to the punch. Like this morning, I couldn't, normally my cat's pretty good about not waking me up in the morning, but this morning at 5 o'clock, I mean, my alarm clock goes off at 5:05 for some reason. I don't know, I guess I don't have a beep 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 alarm clock. I have a light that comes on. And so actually it was 4 till 5. He got in my face and yelled, and I was like, no. Not see, he's clawing on the chair. And I said, no, get on my face, no. And then when he went back and laid back down, I was like, oh crap, now I gotta pee. So I got up and used the bathroom, but I didn't give him any loving because I didn't reward him. You gotta be sure not to reward them when they do that. And tomorrow, if he waits until the light goes off, I'll reward him, I'll pet him. So that's what you gotta do. You gotta make sure you're really careful about that because they will get mixed signals like, oh, it's okay to meow before the light goes on. No, it's not. If you meow before the light, you're just gonna get me mad and I'm not gonna reward you. And he was kind of in there pouting about it too. It seemed like everybody else went out to play this morning, he was in there pouting. I was like, all right. And I went over and I pointed to the light and I said, light, pet. And I don't know how much he can get because he's a cat. But I'm just trying to make sure I train him not to meow, not to wake me up, unless the house is on fire or there's a burglar. Even then, you can take care of that. You cats are got the sharp claws. You're a ninja. All right. So the only thing right now, these are a little bit on the loose side. So when you're pushing stuff down, don't pull up on these to push things down. They just won't support the weight. Just go past them on the black chassis. All right. Just a little note. They will become something better whenever you get all the other structures put in. But for now, they're just a weak point. All right, on the next step, we got this, 2 of these, and 1 2x1 plate. Okay, so the 2x1 plate, that's not a 2x1 plate, this one is, goes right there. Behind it goes this. It looks a little strange. And then these 2 come over here on the sides. So it kind of looks like a Ferrari back. Like that. I just don't like that gap under it right there, personally. I feel like they could have done a little bit better, like maybe move this up or move this back one. But that's how it shows in the picture. It's just, I don't personally like that gap, but that's just me. I'm sure if you give this to your kids, they're going to destroy it anyway, so it won't matter. All right, this next step, we're going to start building some doors. So we're going to need a wedge, a 2x1, 1x1 plate. We're just building the foundation of it first. This piece right here. All right, here's a little bit trickiness. We got to put this piece right here. Okay, we're building down, so we're going to have to put this on first and then this on the bottom. Now don't put it too far out of the way. We're about to put some more pieces on. We're going to use this piece. We got to put together these pieces, which are the door hinge. Into 1x1. All right, so on top of this, in this orientation, where the wedge is going in, but this, the door handle goes right here. So it looks like we're building the passenger door. If there was a passenger door, it's a 1-seater, so. And then this goes right here. I just put it backwards. It was like saying, this goes right here because you gotta open the door like that. And then this piece, now here's where you gotta be careful because this still isn't, it's not very stable. Until you get this part on, it's not very stable, so be really careful. Just when you push it down to tuck it in, don't push too hard right now. Just make sure it's secure. All right, put it down. We're going to do the other side. All right, we got to use a wedge piece again. We're not going to need this one right now, but since I saw it in my fingers, I put it together. Need 1 of these, a a 1x1 and that side build thing. Where's that? All right, here it is. All right, for this side, the wedge is going to go this way. It's going to be the opposite. This is pretty much the same right here. All right, the next thing we're going to use one of these, this, and this. All right, the door handle goes right here because this is actually the back of the door. Like in my brain, I kept thinking that this is where the thing goes, but this is the door, so yeah, you need as close as you can to it. Because in real life, that would be where you put it. Now this, okay, this goes like this. It's a little confusing at first, but you gotta remember you're opening, this is the inside, so you gotta open the door out. Okay, now when you put it here, don't push down too hard. Remember, that thing is not very secure yet. It'll get more secure. Just kind of make sure that these are attached. Like make sure you're holding it right here and pushing it out. All right, so you got the step number 26 in the way. Now we're going to put in the rear view mirrors and we're going to put on some caps. So these are going to cap the top of it. Again, be really careful when you're putting these on because this is all kind of still loose. Got the caps, and we're also going to put in the rear view mirrors right here. Make sure that's correct. Yep. Can't get away from cat hair in this house. All right, and then we got the rear view mirrors right here. There's no stickers for the rear view mirrors. That's one of the bummers because I kind of like the rear view mirror stickers. I don't like stickers, but there's some things I just think need stickers. This you're going to put in the recycling bin. Okay. Make sure you put the correct rear view mirrors on the correct side. I'm sure my voice is getting raspy because I haven't been talking much lately. I haven't been out to the beach. I haven't been able to talk to strangers, which I enjoy doing. All right, for the next piece, we're going to need this and 2 of the 1x2s. We're just going to basically build the section right here. We're just going to reinforce a lot of things. One thing, the piece that holds the door is going to be secured a little bit more. A little bit. Not fully yet, but a little bit. All right, the next thing we're going to use is one of these and 2 of these. We're going to be basically building out the front hood or the bonnet if you're in England. All right, and then on the next one, we're going to use 2 of these to kind of finish building out the hood, 2 of these, and 2 of those. So on the car, we're going to finish building out the hood. Okay, be really careful here. This is where I'm a little bit wondering if I'm going to push down and kind of teeter-totter things off, but it worked out fine. You know, when you push down one side and something else pops off because you're kind of over a focal point. Okay, putting on the smooth pieces to kind of smooth it all down. All right, so that's step number 30. See how it's forming out? Step number 31, we got to put in the stained, or it's what is it called? Tinted window. So she's a shady person. And here's where, you know, she sits right there. See, that's the thing that drives me bonkers with these. They're so small, they can't see over the rear. They can't even see, but if you go any higher with her, she's going to get those little antenna in her car. So I was thinking, all right, if we have any leftover pieces, we can make a booster seat, but that's not going to work either because those things. Okay, well, anyway, I went in and put her in now because, why not? All right, so step number 31, we put that in, and we put in one of these. This is actually not like the other, the piece I used right there. This was more like a gold brick, you know, the brick nugget ones. The Fort Knot pieces, the ingots. Okay, I'm trying to get it on without making it flip across the room because there's not as much wedge clutch to it on my fingers. Like, there we go. It went on. Now we're going to put the very top of the car on, and to do that, we're going to have to use some of these pieces right here to go under it to give it a little bit more length. And it's going to also do something in a minute with the pink pieces that are still sitting there. So you go across here, you put this down on the front, the back. And then this is the part that I'm not familiar with because it looks like a giant, I guess it's supposed to be like a giant bow. I thought it was going to be like a giant spoiler, but on the card, it looked like a spoiler on the picture. It's too far up to be a spoiler, but I don't know. I don't know if they've ever made one like that. And of course, the last things we put on are the stickers. The name Kuromi goes on the door. Interesting. I thought it was going somewhere smoother. Okay, that was terrible, but all right. The face of Kuromi goes on the front of the car. And there's a little cherry without skullettes. They go right here. And there is a cherry with skullettes. They go under the wing right here, the pink wing. So we pull that up. Yeah, bloody. Go right here. I'm trying to just pull the pink wing up, but the whole thing stay together. I'm just making sure I don't. Okay, once again, you can't push up on these things when you're trying to put something down. Hold on to the black part. When you're pushing this down, push on the black to reinforce it. I don't know what they're thinking, though. You can't, whatever this is, they can't see over the steering wheel. All right, I got one more thing, and that is the skull. And it supposedly is right here. Okay. So now we need the wheels, and we are done. All right. Okay, so here it is in all of its glory. And once again, it was a fairly simple build. If you buy this for your child, it's 6+. I suspect you would need to help them with it on a lot of things because the doors are going to be a little bit more tricky even for seasoned people who built things out of their life, where I've never seen anything like this until I saw the Hello Kitty one. I thought that was very interesting. So there might be a few places there we'll get lost on trying to put the pieces together. So you just might want to make sure you're paying attention, or you'll probably end up doing it anyway, let's be honest. I don't know how independent your kid is, but just talking about experience. There we go. Like that. Like that. And here it is beside the Hello Kitty car. Okay, so the backs are pretty much the same. Hello Kitty banging her head in there. She's like, bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad. She's like converting the car to mask mode where it can fly. Mask. Meow. He's just put her, see her, she's got a different situation where it's not a single point. It's either you pick the back ones, you pick the front ones, but either way, she's too short to see over it. So if she's going to drive this, she's going to need a periscope. Alright, so we got 2 creatures so far. And the next one I definitely want to do is the penguin. So let me know what you think in the comments. Again, you can find yours at Five Below for $5. Or both of these are $5 each. There's also a penguin and a melody, which is a pink vehicle. Let's just see how it rolls real quick, just to get it. It's loud because the wheels are not made out of rubber like this. This is a rubber one. And by the way, I found out that they're currently, see, they change the price all the time. They're like, currently these are $6 or something on AliExpress. This one is way more complicated than this, of course. Very similar in size and in price, but in quality, there's no comparison. This one is hands down much better. Not just because there's more Lego blocks or more complicated build. but there's also rubber tires. There's extra hubcaps on it. And the figure, yeah, I like a lot of things about this. So I like how silent this thing is, although it's kind of oh, I see why. Because that tire, I didn't put the rubber thing on correctly or something. Hold on. Okay, hold on. It's a little bit better. Yeah, I like the way that one rolls better, but this one's not bad. It's just loud right here because this is a very smooth table. This is a card table, technically. All right, let me know what you think. I don't know anything about Kuromi, and if you know anything about how to pronounce the name, let me know. I'm just trying to go with the Japanese pronunciations. This is a 3-letter word, Kuromi. I'm saying Kuromi. MI is an E sound in Japan and most of the countries like France. So if I'm wrong completely on that, like, no, it's Kuromi. And let me know, because I have absolutely no clue. I've never heard of this character. All right, have a fantastic day.